welcome to Midday. Thank you very much for joining us. Super duper show for today. You know how much we love having authors on our show. We got one today, Miss Michelle Taylor from up in North Carolina. Came all the way to Cordele to be on the show. Well, she had some children she visited on the way. It's an interesting book. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the title of it, Lies in the Womb. You do not want to miss meeting Michelle Taylor, finding out about her new book. That's coming up. Brittany Evans is coming from Sylvester. They've got Public Safety Day coming up, and she'll be here to talk about that. Plus, we've got the latest weather with Jason McCleve, so stay with us. All right, let's get cranked up. Ferocious fires, a huge buzz, and an engagement plan almost goes off the edge. We've got it all. Take a look at this. Here is Elizabeth Corridan.
Take a look at this. Grass fires charring land across Oklahoma. A state of emergency is in effect statewide. Hot, dry conditions are fueling the flames. Temperatures Monday topped 100 degrees. Some farmers had to release their horses so they could escape the fires. At least 5 buildings are now destroyed. Talk about a buzz. A Texas bee exterminator volunteered to help out a family plagued by bees. What looked like a minor problem from the outside turned out to be a huge problem on the inside. They found a 10-foot tall hive inside the wall.
It's a Texas-sized beehive.
That family waited safely inside while the exterminators vacuumed up as many bees as possible. Those bees were delivered to a bee farm. And take a look at this. A Montana man brought his girlfriend to a Chicago Cubs game with big plans in mind. He arranged to propose via a scoreboard message in the 5th inning. But when the moment arrived, the lucky girl was getting beer, and her distraught boyfriend was in the stands all alone. He ended up proposing the old-fashioned way later in the game, and she said yes. For Take a Look at This, I'm Elizabeth Corridan.
I'm Shelton Felton.
And I'm Kevin Felton.
As far as I can remember, my father always stressed to us how important education was. Finished high school and finished college. Today we stand forth you because I am a graduate, Kevin also is a graduate, Georgia Southern and Troy State. We owe our father a lot, and we're very proud of him, the man he made us, the man he is today. So please vote for our father, Larry Felton.
So let's keep the tradition going for better paying jobs in our area, for better education in our schools, for more recreation for our youth. Elect my father, Larry Felton, as your next county commissioner, District 1, Post 1, on July 31st. We need your vote.
It's the summer sales event at Sunbelt Ford in Cordele. The temperature's hot and the deals are hotter. A new 2012 Ford Fusion, get $2,500 cash back and 0% for 60 months. A new 2012 Edge, take $6,000 off MSRP. All Lincolns sold at invoice and you keep the rebate. So hurry in for the Ford summer sales event, and remember, if the Sunbelt Cordele tag's not on your car or truck, you paid too much.
On July 31st, vote for and elect Sam Farrow Jr., Crisp County Commissioner, District 2, Post 2 on the Republican ticket. If you live in District 2, Post 1, 2, or 3, you can vote in this election. Sam is for jobs through growth, working for quality industry in Crisp County so our young people will have a better future. Financial responsibility, tight budget, cutting costs without cutting services. Sam will work toward a better way to handle our trash and litter. Sam Farrow Jr. promises to work hard and spend the time it takes to serve you, the taxpayers. Post 2 is one of the largest districts, including the Lake Blackshear area. Sam promises to be a strong voice for the community. Vote for and elect Sam Farrow Jr., Crisp County Commissioner, Tuesday, July 31st.
I am Vesta Bill Shepherd, candidate for Crisp County Commission, District 1, Post 1. Recently, I shared information concerning the occupancy residency of 2 of the candidates. I feel that they gave false information to the Board of Election. The Board of Election verified the addresses, but they did not certify the addresses. Mr. Outlaw, candidate, listed 302 West 5th Avenue as his residence. The water was turned on there 2/1/2012, not 1 year ago. Mr. Felton listed 305 West 5th Avenue as his address. Water was turned on there 10th month, the 20th day of 2011. That has not been a year yet. Therefore, I feel they gave false information to the Board of Officials. I will be glad to share my information with you. Please call me 273-3803 or stop by campaign headquarters, 1304 North 11th Street. I'm Vesta Bill Shepherd, your candidate, District 1, Post 1, County Commissioner. Let's help Chris County become a partner to Cordia, a city of progress and a county of progress.
Hey, we're back on midday. Thank you very much for being with us. It's not as hot today as it was yesterday. We had a little moderation temperature. There have been a few rain sprinkles scattered around, nothing to write home about, but let's see if we keep your fingers crossed, prayers going up, that we will get some rain. All right, right now temperature is 80, heat index 84, that's what it feels like. Humidity is way up there. It is sticky, icky out there, 74%. By the way, this is down at the main polling place here in Crisp County, the Ag Center, and I want you to know that voting has been very brisk today. We've got 2 different county commission races on the thing, and also the T-SPLOS. Those are the things here. Now tonight, beginning at 7 p.m., Lee Wright from our news team will be here with complete election coverage, not only from Cordele, Crisp County, but surrounding areas. One of the places we're really going to be watching is down in Wilcox County, where I believe there's 7 people who are vying for the office of sheriff. So every hour, on the half hour throughout the evening, Lee will have the latest election returns. Now the polls are open until 7 p.m. this evening, so you still have time to go to your polling place and cast your vote. Now please do what I did this morning when I cast my vote. Wouldn't tell you how to vote, but before you pull a lever or throw a switch, please bow your head. Ask God to give you direction and that you would cast the right vote in the right way. I hope you'll do that. But that's what's going on. They've got a little flurry right now. It's lunchtime, people getting off for lunch to go by, but it doesn't take long. They got a lot of workers and a lot of machines, so you're not tied up a long time in voting. That's down at the main polling place here in Crisp County at the Ag Building, which is next door to the government building. All right, this into our news desk just a few minutes ago. The funeral service for Miss Marjorie Sellers, age 91, of Ellaville, Georgia, who died yesterday at Perfect Care in Americas, will be held Wednesday, 10 a.m. at the Hopewell United Methodist Church. Burial will be in the church cemetery. The visitation is today from 6 till 8 at the funeral home. Watson Giddens Funeral Home, Ellaville, will have charge of this arrangement for Miss Marjorie Sellers, age 91. They have had a major problem in the nation of India. A massive power, wrong one, Ms. T, number 5. I think that's right, a 6. It's, sorry about that. I gave you the wrong one, but it's a read, and I gave you the wrong, there we go. All right. A massive power breakdown has hit India for a second day running, leaving hundreds of millions of people across the country without power. It's unclear why the grid collapsed again, but reports said that some of the states in India may have been using more power than authorized. This grid collapsed yesterday, and that's a look at the Indian power grids, affected more than 350 million people. With 1.2 billion people, India has the second highest population of any country. About 300 trains, and that's the way most public transportation done in that nation, has been held up in those affected areas. At least 350 million people without electricity in the nation of India. Rick Smart will have more on that in the news tonight at 6 p.m. You know how much we enjoy having authors as guests on our show, and we are glad to welcome, this got to be the best title we've had in a long time, Michelle Taylor. She's an author, she's a national speaker, and she is the author of this book, Lies in the Womb. Michelle Taylor, thank you very much for being here. Where's home?
Beulaville, North Carolina.
Beulaville, North Carolina. Is it bigger than my hometown of Ideal, Georgia?
3 stoplights.
Oh, we don't even have a stop. That's a metropolis, you realize that.
And a Bojangles.
Wow. Says you do motivational speaking?
I do.
Okay. And this is not your first book.
That is the first book.
Is it?
However, I've written 3 total, and I'm on my 4th.
Have you published the others yet?
They're being edited now.
As you get ready. What's that like to go into a bookstore and see a book with your name up on the shelf?
Surreal.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever go in there and nobody's looking, you kind of move your book to the front where everybody can see it really good?
No.
Oh, come on. I would if I had one. Now, tell me about this book. I read a blurb on the back of the book. It says, Lies in the Womb. It's a story about the terrible truth of being born as a result of an affair. How did you find that out, Michelle?
When I was 12 years old, my mother tried to commit suicide.
Oh, my gosh.
And I found her. And at that time is when I found out the truth of her being married prior to me being born. And she had an affair with my father while being married to another man. And she also had a daughter. And back then, years ago, when a woman went to court, and the way society was, 50 years ago, if a woman was pregnant with another man's baby, she was considered an unfit mother.
They took you away from her?
They took my older sister away from my mother.
And you were still in the womb?
I was still in my mother's womb by the affair. So at 12 years old, I couldn't understand why my mother resented me and treated me so differently than...
She didn't treat you like a mom treats a daughter?
Absolutely none.
No love?
No.
Just did the bare minimum that she had to do to get by?
Yes, one-arm hugs.
Okay. You made sure I guess you had clothes to go to school?
Yes.
Stuff like that?
Yes.
Did you find out who your biological father is?
She eventually married my father. And
were you in the home with both of them married, Michelle, after that? Or was this after you left home?
Yes. I was 2 years old when they got married.
How did your dad, your biological father, treat you?
He loved me very much.
Was that your saving grace, that your dad really loved you?
And a lot goes more into it. After the fact, when I was 15, I couldn't take it no more, and I left home. And
right away?
yes, I did.
Oh, wow.
And
young ladies, we do not recommend you do that. That's dangerous.
No, absolutely
Please don't
not.
do that. Dangerous.
I had to go through a whole lot of things that I wouldn't recommend people to do or to...
How'd you